Hey friends, there's something big about to change in the way we eat. For decades, the official dietary guidelines in the U.S. have emphasized balance: grains, dairy, fruits, vegetables, and yes, plenty of animal protein. But this year, for the very first time, the Advisory Committee is pushing for something radical, choosing plant protein over animal protein. And if this kind of deep dive into real-world changes that affect your daily life interests you, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Because here on Mr. America, we dive deep into stories that the mainstream headlines often gloss over. Now think about it. This isn't just about what's on your plate. If the U.S. government guidelines officially shift toward plant-based protein, we're talking ripple effects across healthcare, agriculture, food companies, and even the global economy. But why now? What's driving this sudden shift, and what does it mean for all of us? Hold on, because the answer is layered, part science, part politics, and part future survival strategy. First, the science. More and more studies are showing that diets rich in plant proteins, beans, lentils, chickpeas, soy, peas, are linked to lower risks of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and even certain cancers. For decades, red meat and processed meat have been under scrutiny. According to the World Health Organization, processed meats like bacon and sausages are classified as carcinogenic. And with healthcare costs skyrocketing, reducing reliance on animal protein could ease long-term burdens. I want to hear from you. Do you think these guidelines are actually about health, or is there something bigger going on? Second, the environment. Animal agriculture consumes enormous amounts of land and water. Did you know producing just 1 pound of beef can require up to 1,800 gallons of water? Compare that to beans, which take about 40 gallons per pound. Greenhouse gas emissions are another factor. Livestock contributes roughly 14.5% of all human-caused emissions. If the guidelines encourage Americans to shift toward plant protein, it could also be framed as a climate policy without calling it one. But here's where things get really interesting. The U.S. meat industry is powerful, billions of dollars, millions of jobs. And these industries have historically fought hard against any dietary guideline that even hints at reducing meat consumption. Back in 2015, when scientists suggested adding environmental sustainability into the guidelines, Congress pushed back hard. So if this year's advisory committee is recommending a clear preference for plant protein, you can imagine the political storm brewing behind the scenes. What do you think? Should the government even have a say in what kind of protein people eat? Now here's the part that matters most to you. How do you actually get started if you want to align with this shift? You don't have to go vegan overnight. It's about substitution. Try swapping ground beef with lentils in tacos, or using chickpea pasta instead of regular pasta for added protein. One of the easiest upgrades? A simple plant protein powder. There's one I really like on Amazon. It's a clean, affordable pea protein blend that works great in smoothies. Link is in the description if you want to check it out. And if you've made it this far in the video, maybe consider subscribing. It helps me keep making these deep dive stories. So, what's the real reason behind this sudden change? Is it just science? Or is it partly about re-engineering America's food system for the future, one that's more sustainable, more cost-effective, and less dependent on animal agriculture? The truth is, it's all of the above. Science, politics, health, and climate are colliding, and these new guidelines may be one of the biggest shifts in U.S. nutrition policy in decades. But here's the twist. Guidelines are just that, guidelines. They're not laws. It's up to us, consumers, families, communities, to decide whether to embrace this shift or resist it. The real story isn't just about what the government recommends. It's about what happens when millions of people start changing what they put on their plates every day. So as these new dietary guidelines roll out, remember, this is more than food. It's about health, environment, economics, and ultimately the future of what it means to eat in America. What do you think? Will you be making the switch to plant protein, or do you think this is just politics dressed up as health advice? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your perspective. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to subscribe, because here on Mr. America, we uncover the real stories behind the headlines. And if you'd like to support this channel directly, my Bitcoin donation address is in the description. Until next time, eat well, stay curious, and keep questioning what's really on your plate.